In today's video, my top 5 productivity tips for busy instructional coaches. Hello coaches! Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Friday. My name is Kim and I am the CEO and founder of Eduro Learning. I am also the premium mentor for the Coach Microcredential. And I am super excited to share these productivity tips with you today because I have been having lots of conversations with the coaches that I mentor as part of the Coach Microcredential and the educators that I mentor as part of our private mentoring packages about productivity and getting things done. As coaches, we are pulled in so many different directions. Of course, we have the responsibilities of our job to meet with teachers, to co-plan, to co-teach or teach in the classroom, to support that academic professional growth of the students, to develop professional learning opportunities for teachers. We have all these elements that we're responsible for. And then on top of that, we often get pulled into subcover or duty or exam supervision because we don't have actual teaching schedules. It can become really stressful. And a lot of my clients in the Coach Microcredential and in our private mentoring program are asking, how do you get it all done? As one of the coach participants said, only 10% of a coach's job is visible, and there's a lot more that goes into it than what you see. So if you're a frequent watcher of these videos, you know that I am super type A and being organized is totally my jam. So I have 5 strategies that I think will help your productivity and your time management as an instructional coach. My first strategy is to get it out of your head. Whatever it is you have to do, take it from your brain and put it somewhere else. It doesn't matter what method works for you. Use whatever format works best for you, whether it's a pen and paper. I personally like to use my phone and I use the Reminders app. The idea is to get yourself to stop constantly thinking about the things you have to do, know that they're recorded somewhere, and allow yourself to kind of temporarily forget about them until they actually need to happen. And I got this idea from the book Getting Things Done. And the concept is that you can use up all your kind of daily memory space thinking about the things you have to do unless you have a system for getting it out of your head so that you aren't thinking about it constantly, but you know it'll get done. If you have a thing that takes longer to write down than to actually do, just do it. That way you get those little tasks out of the way as soon as they happen because it's going to take you actually longer to think about doing them than it is to actually do them. When you are getting those ideas out of your brain and putting them in whatever format makes sense for you, set a deadline. And your deadline could be half an hour from now or this afternoon or tomorrow, that's okay. But give yourself a timeline, slot it in where it fits into your schedule so you actually know that you have a time and a place to get this thing done. For me, I like to use, as I mentioned, my Reminders app, and I set a day and I set a specific number of tasks for each day so I know it's actually possible for me to get those things done. Other people really like to put it into their calendar and actually schedule those things in. Whatever works for you, it doesn't matter as long as it's out of your brain and somewhere where you know it will be handled at the time that it needs to be handled. Kind of along these lines, it's really important in your actual schedule, on your calendar, whether it's on your computer or on a piece of paper, to calendar some time for yourself to get these tasks done. Maybe you're not putting in each individual task, but you know that every day you have, let's say, 30 minutes to tackle your to-do list, or you know you have 1 hour to work on this project, or every day after lunch you spend 10 minutes doing some professional learning, whatever it might be. Calendar this time in so that you're not thinking about when you have to do it. It's just part of your routine. Second strategy or productivity tip is don't procrastinate. And I don't mean this as in start everything right now. I mean this as break down your projects into manageable steps and then calendar them in when it's appropriate, when it fits into your schedule. Because once you start, whatever it might be, it is so much easier to finish. So this idea of thinking of a big project like recording and editing and uploading this video, instead of thinking of it as publish a 5 Minute Friday, I break it down into brainstorm 5 Minute Friday, plan out my actual notebook, plan out my little document of where I write down my notes for the 5 Minute Friday, then record my 5 Minute Friday, then edit the 5 Minute Friday and upload it and make the thumbnail and the quotes associated with it. I break it down into all these manageable steps so I can tick them off as I do them. And once I do the first step, the second step seems so much easier. If it works for you, you could sort your tasks into the type they are: high priority, regular, or rotating, or future tasks, whatever fits best in terms of your workflow. And along the lines of making sure that you break things down into smaller pieces, it's important to remember that it is okay to say no, whether it's to yourself in actually accomplishing something today, or to someone else because you know you're just not going to be able to get that done. It's okay to look at something and say, this is not something that's a priority right now. I cannot make it happen. Either I'm never going to make it happen, or I can push it off to next week or tomorrow or next month or whatever seems right. The third productivity tip that I have for you today is to create a habit. It's much easier to start something new than to change an existing habit. So instead of trying to stop yourself from doing something, try to start a new process the easiest possible way and let it become a habit. Whatever it is that you want to do, try to do it before something that you routinely do. So you're just kind of adding it into your everyday. As opposed to stopping something, you're adding something that makes a difference in your productivity. When I think about creating a habit, I think about the importance of just getting started. There's this concept of the infinite 1%. The biggest change is from doing nothing at all to doing something. So as soon as you start doing something, you're making progress on whatever it is that you want to move forward on. So all you have to do is stop doing nothing and start doing something. That leads me right into my fourth tip, which is just start. Whatever kind of productivity process that you are thinking about doing, whether it's something on your phone or in a journal or on a calendar on your computer, don't worry about your system being perfect. Just set something up and run with it. Because what'll happen is you'll start accomplishing the tasks that you have written down somewhere else, and you'll start using your new format for the new tasks that come up for you. And over time, it will evolve and naturally become the thing that works for you. So just get started. And my fifth tip is to start small. Don't try to get everything into your new system right away. Start with what you have and just add the new things that come up as you go along. Keep it easy and let yourself be successful. Okay, those were my 5 top productivity tips for busy instructional coaches. The first one was to get those ideas out of your head. The second was don't procrastinate, break things down into chunks and pieces. The third was to create a habit, just take that first step to doing something. The fourth was to start a system, whatever feels right for you right now. And the fifth was to start small to make sure that you're successful in this new system. If those 5 tips were helpful for you, you will love our milestone tracker, which I will link in the description box below. It's a little freebie to help you track those successful steps that you've taken in order to achieve those big milestones that you are working towards. If you are working on being more productive, whether it's as a coach with the word coach in your title, or a classroom teacher, or a leader, or an educator at any level, you will love the professional resources that we have available for you. Check them out at edurolearning.com. If you have questions for our 5-Minute Friday, or you want to reach out to us, I will put our social contacts here. Please let us know. We love to hear from you, and we love to support you in these weekly videos. Thanks for joining us today.